Oh, basically, well, the background of the Gong Show, he did it as a joke. He had written that song, it was called Requiem to a Studio Guitar Player. He had won multiple times, like the best guitarist in Neris every year. And then also Larry Carlton, the great guitarist, won the next year. So for the awards, my father went on to sing this song called Requiem to a Studio Guitar Player. And when, in the 50s I was something, in the 60s I was like a king, 70s rolled around, I'll do anything. And he kept going, and he listed all the guitar players that came to the studios. It was a joke among his friends. Well, then he took the joke further and went on the Gong Show as a guy in a ballerina suit. And that just went further. The article is, how many guitar players here, or musicians here? Okay, but the folks that you don't realize is the ones that wrote, he wrote an article in Guitar Player magazine, which was very, very popular. And he wrote it just like you saw him on screen. Very tongue-in-cheek, very, straight for the hip. What you don't know is the fight that happened once a month in the house. They fought all the time, but this was guaranteed fight. This was my mom on the typewriter, and my dad talking out loud like this, and she had to type. And he would start with, it was June 2nd, George John Williams, blah, blah, blah. There I was at the studio, blah, 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 and she'd go, and he'd go, no, let's do it again. And she'd go, what? And they start screaming. And this was before, and then they hit the white out. Ting, 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 ting. That was once a month. It was like cramming for your high school paper. So.
I think there's a question up in the balcony up here.
First of all, thank you very much for a wonderful evening. I really appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
The Wrecking Crew did a lot of background for the albums.
Yeah.
Now, when that entertainer goes on the road and does a live show, how is that sound replicated?
Well, in those days, here's the thing: is those days it was different because the bands had time. Well, the bands those days they rehearsed. They only had 10 songs to play, 12 songs, whatever the set was. So, like the Beach Boys, like when they did Pet Sounds, Al Jardine said we just rehearsed for a few weeks. They didn't have the pressure of going in and nailing this stuff that day. For one time in, 3 hours, you had to nail 3 songs. So it was about rehearsal. The bands, live sound is live sound. Can you imagine some of the concerts we would probably, if we recorded, they could have been awful. But it's the experience of being live that kept us going. And it was fun to watch those bands. But, they just learned that stuff.